Hello, Pisces. My name is Tiffany from Tiffany's Tarology, and it's so good to be here with all of you today. Today, we're going to be tapping into the Oracle with the Graffiti Oracle and using the Light Seers Tarot, which I have here. Pisces, if you could give this video a big like, a thumbs up is always going to be helpful for me and this channel to get out to the Pisces that need to hear it. We're going to be tapping into the Graffiti Oracle to see what it is that Spirit has for you. It's quite an expansive deck, as you can see, lots of cards. I usually pull my Oracle off camera or like sped up so that you don't have to deal with all the shuffling, but a lot of cards here, a lot of information that could come through. If you are interested in getting a reading with me, Pisces, check my description box below this video for a 1, 2, or 3 question pre-recorded reading, and I will get that back to you within 72 hours of purchase. This is those readings are basically going to allow you to ask whatever you want. I will give you a video back and just include as much information in those questions as you can for me about background, who you are, birthdays are okay, zodiac signs are okay for you and the person you're dealing with, and hopefully I can help you along your journey. So Pisces, let's dive into the graffiti, and I'll be right back. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors of the highest white Christ light, I ask that you help me in pulling cards for the Pisces collective. Thank you. Okay, so you have uninvited guest, you have clingy, you have murder for hire, you have social butterfly, sinking feeling, storm brewing, turning things around, getting in your head, no show, unshakable love, heartfelt confession, stale relationship, ghost in the machine, F around and found out, and the other man or woman. On the bottom of the deck, you have end of the road. And this is really kind of how I do my readings. What's on the bottom of the deck is kind of the overarching theme a lot of the times for the reading. And so it's saying that this is a relationship or a project that's coming to I would say an unavoidable end. There's nowhere else to go. It ends here. There's nothing left. So Pisces, what are you going through or dealing with somebody where it's like the rubber has met the road, you've hit that brick wall, you don't know where else to go, or the situation just has a inevitable ending. So this person is coming to your life where they've kind of pushed their way in. It says, you know, they won't take no for an answer. They're refusing to let go. And that's also kind of coinciding here with the clingy. It's like they won't let the situation go. They won't let you go. There's codependency present in this relationship. And it's like, I just want my peace. I just want to walk away from this. But this person is really just clinging on to you. And it says that, you know, they won't give you any space. They're wanting others to fix their issues. So they're putting a lot of pressure on you, Pisces. They could be someone that lives in your home, someone that has visited your home. So kind of be cautious of them maybe showing up at your front door. I don't particularly care for this card in this deck. I actually meant to take it out, but it came out and it's talking about hiring someone to do dirty work, blood money, organized crime, spousal revenge, or a scandal. So this is a person who is just really scandalous, and it really could have to do with money. It could have to do with a marriage. It could have to do with the connection that you're in, Pisces, but you need to be careful of this person because it seems like they're very hot-headed. And they're trying to get in your head. They're over here playing mind games with you, being very manipulative. They're gaslighting you, intimidating you. And a lot of the times when we've been under the power, under the guise of this particular person for so long, you can start to have difficulty trusting yourself. But Spirit says you are a person who is a beautiful butterfly, a social butterfly, someone that is very kind. It says thriving in social circles and enjoys interacting with others. You're charming. And so they're taking advantage of all this goodness within you, but you have this sinking feeling within you, Pisces, that something is about to really change, or the shoe is about to drop, and you may be having a little bit of anxiety, and they are also feeling a little anxiety about what's coming next. The both of you are feeling that this storm is brewing, that there is about to be a big clash of the titans. Conflict is on the horizon. It says stirring up drama, an oncoming clash, issues that are underneath the surface. They're getting to that boiling point, right? And now the two of you are going to have to make a decision about how to turn things around if you haven't already, because you've hit the end of the road. There is no more moving forward here. And it says 180-degree turn, fixing things, making it right, returning home, moving on in a positive direction. So it seems like the two of you, there's going to be a storm that hits, but then you kind of figure it out. You figure out what you need to do. But what I'm worried about, though, is Pisces. It shows up as a no-show. Is this person going to make some kind of decision with you, and then all of a sudden they're not going to keep their end of the bargain? It says empty promises, unreliable, non-committal, vanishing acts. So I would be cautious of whatever this deal is that you make with them. You do have someone or some bodies in your court who are there that you can depend on, that you can rely on in this time of need, though. Spirit is saying really use your strong connections at this time to keep you grounded, because you are on really unstable, shaky ground in this relationship. This is deep-rooted affection that grows stronger with time. This is a steady and resilient person, not the person that you're dealing with in this reading. But they're going to be a pillar of strength and support, maybe someone that you go to kind of bounce ideas off of. And I am getting such a negative energy from this heartfelt confession card, where I think they're going to come in, they're going to try to make amends with you, Pisces. They're going to say, you know, I reflected, I think this is the right thing, you know, we should go our separate ways, or whatever the case is, but I'm still thinking about that no-show and getting in your head. I think this is an emotional manipulator that you're dealing with. I would not take an apology or an agreement or a truce at face value, because I don't trust this energy. With the stale relationship card, the first thing that comes out is like this mouse or this rat. Often they are depicted as the things that chew away at you in the background, because you don't usually see them. But this says takes things for granted, feels trapped in a monotonous connection, needs to add spark back into the connection. But I think this connection is dead. I think this connection again has hit the end of the road. This person is causing a lot of anxiety, stress, and worry in your life in the background. And it's really time to just like purge this situation altogether, Pisces. But there's unforeseen circumstances that may pop up that you don't really have any control over. With Ghost in the Machine, it says technology fails at the worst time. The printer is under maintenance, unforeseen forces. I see your spirit team working feverishly to kind of move things in a way that you just won't be able to understand. Trust it. You are in a simulation. Things can be tweaked and moved around. It's also Mercury retrograde. So do not expect things to get solved in this situation. Like if you're coming to the tail end of it, after the retrograde is over, maybe the two of you will come to a better agreement. After August 10th, 11th, maybe even the 12th, I see things moving forward. But you have unforeseen situations that are going to pop up, but unseen forces aiding and assisting you. This person has already kind of made their bed. It says they took a risk and pushed boundaries, experienced the consequences. It was not the best idea, and they're learning the hard way. That is called karma. And you have your last card here, the other man or woman. This is the competition, someone getting in your way, stealing or taking what's yours, a rival or a frenemy. So you see the situation for what it is. They were never really on your team, and they now are competing against you. They want what's yours. This has become a really toxic situation. But I think whatever the two of you are fighting about, especially if it is about finances, property, something that the two of you own together, children, they're trying to have other people do their dirty work for them, but it's not going to work. You are going to have resolution to this situation, but expect a storm to brew before it's all over. And I think the two of you are really going to have to duke it out. Legal issues may arise from this. Protect yourself, Pisces, and anticipate the towers, right? So current situation, what's going on with Pisces? What is going on with Pisces in this situation? You have the Eight of Wands in reverse, so it's a no-go. This is telling me that there was a situation that at one time had a lot of forward momentum, a lot of let's do this, and spirit guides are telling you it's time to stop. When this is in reverse, this is no more forward movement. We are not doing this together. This is not a stable relationship, a safe situation for us. And I really do feel spirit guides are putting the brakes on this situation and telling you to put your boundaries up with the Seven of Wands on the bottom of the deck. What's challenging this at this time, Spirit? What's challenging this? Five of Pentacles. So I think whatever has happened here, maybe there's already been a considerable amount of loss and your guides don't want you to continue to lose anymore. This person is not giving you what you need. They're not assisting you. Your health could be suffering because of it. This is more of a physical health more than a mental health. And it's time to get rid of this negative energy so that you can rebuild, rebound. Your finances may be in disarray because of this person. And just your overall stability is being affected by this. So that's why they're like, stop. This is no longer safe. This is the end of the road. Your spirit team wants you to heal, and this person has you feeling like there's no way you can do that, that you're trapped. And there's a lot of illusions going on that I'm seeing right now. Strengths at this time for Pisces. So right now, Pisces, they're telling you that this investment that you made, it's not panning out. Get out while you can, while this is small. I see this being like maybe you've invested some things in with this person, but it could have been worse. It could have gotten bigger. There could be more to lose if you continued on. But your strengths are you're listening to your spirit team saying, hey, there's an opportunity over here. The rainbow's shining on this opportunity. Invest there. And I see you building something by yourself from the ground up. That could just be a new life. That could be you're in a new business. That could be you're accepting that this investment, this time, this love, this energy, whatever this is just over. And you are letting the cups fall where they may, so to speak. Yeah, a lot of you are turning this pain into progress, and it looks like this person is sitting here working on their craft. You could be moving on in a job situation. You could be starting your own business. You could be healing from whatever has been targeting your health. And I also see many of you finding new love and a sense of self-worth through this process. Area of focus. You have the Eight of Cups in the World card. Beautiful energy for someone who's walking away from what did not serve them emotionally, realizing that they're worth more than this and closing out a cycle, a monotonous energy where that person kept clinging to you or they kept saying more, more, more. You're going through a death and rebirth of this situation. You are accepting the ending has come. And your area of focus with that is Spirit is just telling you that the lessons that were needed to be learned in this situation with this person were learned. And now this chapter closes so you can walk away and be blessed. And they have to reap what they've sown. Heartbreak is inevitable for this person. It looks like they've got a pretty big ego and they're not used to being let down like this, but you're going on your own journey and you're accepting that life could be better if you just do it by yourself. And you really need time to recuperate, recuperate and heal, Pisces, and walk into an era where you are the center of attention, where you matter. And for many of you, where you can create and cultivate the life that you actually desire. Some of you may have been trying to have a child and it wouldn't come through with that person. And you move on to the next relationship and boom, pregnancy, fertility. Spirit was blocking. That's that unseen forces. Spirit was blocking things in that relationship because they didn't want you to go through more heartache and pain with them. All right, near future for Pisces. So after a period of sadness and loss and, maybe disappointment, maybe you're disappointed in how much time and effort is kind of just going down the drain, I do see you finding happiness again. So there's like a mixed bag of emotions here. You're going to be a little bit sad that things turned out the way that they did, but I do think that ultimately you're going to be celebrating, rejoicing, being happy with the outcome. You just are extremely empathic and sympathetic to the situation that I think you just are going to, maybe cry, release. It's been a lot on your shoulders to bear this burden for so long. Recent past for Pisces. The Two of Swords and the Seven of Cups. So in the recent past, Pisces, you were faced with a myriad of needing to make choices. Choices that were fair, but also choices that were emotionally fulfilling. And it seems like in the recent past, you struggled with what should you do. The ball seems like maybe it was more so in your court than theirs. And a lot of people were talking in your ear trying to tell you what to do. But ultimately, you have to choose what's best for you, or you chose what was best for you. And I do see a lot of people tormenting you with these crows here over the decision that you made. Maybe saying you should have never left them. You shouldn't have done that. That wasn't the right decision. But you knew deep down inside that you had to make a decision. And it wasn't going to be able to please everybody. And just understand, Spirit is saying there's a lot of illusion being cast in this situation right now. There's a snake underfoot. Do what's best for you. And if you already made that decision, I trust that you did what was best for you. You're going after wish fulfillment. You're going after your happiness, what brings you joy. You want to be with aligned partners. You want to be with people who support you. And you want to be in charge of your own life again. With the Emperor here, there is a call for stability. There is a call for strength. There is a call for you to just be in a place of power. And this person really tried to deplete that over time, especially with the clinginess. They did not want to let you go. Advice? Spirit says, continue to move through this situation with love. Love for yourself, but also love and compassion for the other person, because they're going to go through a big tower. This is a time to embrace what it means to be a true light worker. And although there's been so much that has hurt your heart is transmuting that energy into something more powerful, a love that can move mountains, a self-worth that allows you to exceed the expectations of everyone around you. And there's balance with the Temperance to the Lovers. There's balance being restored in this relationship. Two sides of the same coin is what I'm hearing. All right, environment for Pisces. Nine of Pentacles, walking into that single guy, single girl era where you're self-made, where you're self-sufficient. Yes, you lost a little bit of money along the way, or, you had to walk away from maybe a family unit, and now you're trying to rebuild. But I see you being really happy, Pisces, reaching goals, trying new things, experiencing life through a new lens. And your environment is that of one of somebody who's saying, I can do this myself. I have the opportunity to rebuild, to heal. With the Star to the Page of Pentacles to the Ten of Cups, it's like some of you are being given a second chance. And that's all because you believed, you had hope, you had faith. And justice is being served. There's balance being restored in this situation. And nobody can take that from you. You've worked really hard on an emotional, a spiritual, and a physical level to achieve what you have. And if this person just wanted to manipulate you, take from you, show up with empty promises, maybe there was a third party situation involved here, that conflict is being halted. Spirit is balancing the scales. And I'm thinking of Monopoly, where it says, you may proceed to I think it says you may go or something like that. I can't remember, but it's something like, well, you may pass go and collect your $200. It's like Spirit is saying like, you get to go, but that situation that you were with or that person, they don't get to go with you. All right. Hopes and fears. Judgment. I think you're worried about, again, if you made the right decision. You're also worried about what's going to happen next. You're going through ascension. You're praying that things will be done justly. You're also in a position where you just want peace. And Spirit is saying you made the right decision. Your soul learned a deep lesson. You've ascended. And now you just have to wait for the physical part of this to show up in your life. Spiritually, you did the work. You passed the proverbial test. The storms and all of that, if you're in the midst of them, they will settle. Do not worry about how it all works out. You have reached the end of the road. Potential outcome for Pisces in this situation. Success, victory, reclaiming your power. King of Wands, King of Wands. This card has been following us, Pisces. And what I'm really getting the energy of is you need to become the very thing that tried to take you over. You need to become the King of Wands. You need to show up with this lion heart energy. You need to show up during this Leo season with power, with force, but also with honor. You are going to receive the honor, the reward, the justice that you are looking for. And on the bottom of the deck with the Sun card here, you are going to receive so much happiness. Good things are coming your way, Pisces. I'm going to pull a couple more from the graffiti. And we'll see what Spirit has to say. And we'll round out your message, Pisces. I just hear Spirit saying, stop, do not. What is it? Stop, do not pass go directly to jail. That's what the other person is being told. And you're being told to go to the start and collect your $200. So there's a difference in the energy. Okay. It's funny because we've been having so much go on with airplanes in our country right now, in the US. So it says turbulence. It says scary moments that do not last long, unexpected challenges, chaos, and periods of disorder, but they don't last forever. This situation, the turbulence you're going through, it is not going to be forever. It might feel like forever. People on these planes are saying, they felt like it was going to be their last moments, and then they were free, and then they were okay, and then they were able to make it through. You have frenzied follower. It says obsessively following a person, trend, or idea without question or considering the consequences, chaotic. This person just does not want to let you go. Their energy is very frenzied. Their energy is very, what are you doing? Where are we going? Like, they keep jabbing you. They're trying to push you. They're very pushy. But that's just how they're trying to assert their power at this time. They know they're losing their power. You have bonds forged in fire. So it says strong connections built through shared struggles, strong and resilient relationships. So I think this is actually helping you to build a relationship, not only with others, but with yourself through this. You are actually going to come out stronger. You and a partner or someone that you could be dealing with in relation to this could, your relationship could take off after this. Radiant health. It says physical and emotional well-being is improving, vibrant, mental fitness, glowing or shining. So I told you, I felt this energy. Many of you are going to go through a glow up. This person was stealing your health, your happiness. They're affecting your cardiovascular system because of all the heartache. And now you are going to be able to thrive, survive, come back from this negative place and be happy again, Pisces. We'll pull 3 more. This person really did a number on your health, though. You have sneaky plans. It says making plans behind your back, surprises, can't see things coming, keeping quiet about their next moves. So they're trying to come up with something behind your back. It's not going to work, though, because your spirit team sees the truth. They want to be in this king or queen energy that you embody, but it is a false crown that they wear. It says delusions of grandeur, thinking you're better than others, disconnecting from reality, inflated view of importance. This is a narcissist. They don't actually deserve what they have. You may have even been the reason why they have the things they have. And then you have 3 more came out. So it says go left or go right, mixed signals. It says disconnect between what is said and what is done, confusing and inconsistent, contradictory. So again, I don't know if I trust this decision, this like, oh, we've come up with an outcome, because I feel like they're going to flip-flop on you or something like that. Some of you could be walking away from a person who had an office romance. That came up in a reading I did yesterday. I believe it says, pooping where you eat, crossing boundaries, work conflicts, lost productivity, secrets and lies. So some of you may have found out that, Mr. or Mrs. Right was doing some wrong things in the workplace. Discovering paternity. Some of them may have even had some issues with children. Finding out you're the parent or not, coming out of nowhere, blindsided, exposing the truth. And again, I do feel like Spirit protected a lot of you from having children with this person. So they may have went out and had children with someone else. That could be significant. And I love this card, the Catalyst. So we're going to end off with, it says spark that lit the flame, person who initiated change, setting everything in motion, and the key. You had to go through this, Pisces, with this person, the storm, to get to the end of the road, to catalyze the rest of your life. You're moving on, you're moving forward. There's no longer where you're constantly allowing people to use and abuse you. This is the catalyst for the rest of your life. This is where you go towards your sunshine, towards your happiness. And you finally are going to realize that you were the key to a lot of the success that this person had in the first place. And without you, their life is going to be very turbulent. They're going to realize that they had this delusion of what they were worth and all the things that they had. And honestly, you were always the king or queen. And just protect yourself if this is something of value that they're trying to take from you, or if there's money involved. I would definitely, get a lawyer. I think many of you already have. But there is a need for you to protect yourself. Things are going to work out for you. You are going to walk into the sun, and Leo season is really significant for how this transforms for you. The Lionsgate portal on 888 or 88 is going to be very significant for you, Pisces. So I can't wait to keep reading for you guys, and I'm wishing you well in this situation. I'm proud of you. But yeah, it's like, do not pass go. Go directly to jail. This person and you, the relationship is done. And they cannot affect you anymore.